Hi, it's me, Pastor Rob, and this Lent we're doing a Lost and Found series, and each week we've selected one piece of art that tells the story in the gospel reading. And for the first Sunday in Lent, the story is Jesus lost, tempted in the wilderness, and Cindi Kimmel, one of our members, picked this. And so Cindi, why don't you tell us what drew you to this painting? Do you get that? Drew to paint? So what drew you to this painting?
Well, this painting was done over 100 years ago, Rob, and I think what really draws me to this is that how much it still speaks to us today. You have this solitary figure of Jesus on the rock, just putting his hands down and just kind of anchoring himself to that. When you have this beautiful, bright sky and the red and the yellows indicating the temptations, but just that whole feeling of how low that Jesus was during that time period, it really can speak to that.
Definitely, you see Christ really alone. And my sense is that a lot of parishioners, when I saw this, when you showed this to me, I thought how many people go through tough times, and Jesus just really seems like he's going through a really hard time. So what are some things that, as you've looked at this a couple of times, that you've seen that you might want to point out to people that the first time looking at it they may not see?
Well, I think when you talk about this verse and you mention wilderness, you think of trees and you think of all that, and there's none of that in this picture. So it's a very desolate image, and it just gives you that feeling of desolation, very well that the artist accomplished. But you have these layers of what he's put into the rock, and then you also have this horizon that has this red, this bubbling red, I call it, which is just that simmering, that devil that is kind of just after him during this time period. And I think the artist has put, the beautiful yellows in there and the reds and kind of made them together, but your eye is really drawn to that red, but also the white, the stark figure of Christ in this desolate background.
Definitely. So again, you can see this on Sundays, and each week actually we'll unveil the new artwork on Wednesday night. But now for those that really are kind of art history buffs, fill us in on some final details for everybody.
Well, Britton Rivera was a British artist, and this painting was done in 1898. And he actually did a lot of things with animals and things like that, but also other religious paintings like Daniel and the Den and things like that. So this was probably one of his most interesting and famous paintings that he did.
Great. Thank you again, Cindi, for all your hard work.
You're welcome.